Mega Podcast 2000.
Hey there, hi there. Welcome to the show's Mega Podcast 2K, the hottest pod in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, y'all. Dana, how are you doing? I am Seth, by the way. But Dana, how are you today?
It is a wonderful day in the A. It's nice and bright sunny. I'm wonderful. It's a good week. It's a Thursday. Got the pod going up on a Thursday. So
It's dropping tomorrow. I'm gonna have a quick turnaround on this bitch. We had too much going on. Your week's been okay?
Yeah. It's been flying by as usual. I feel like when warm weather starts to hit Atlanta, the week goes by faster. Like everything flies by. You're just
it's because you're happier.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Time flies when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
The seasonal depression, I'm telling y'all, I preach about it on the show constantly. It is the realest shit there is. The realest shit I ever wrote. I fucking hate it. But we're through it. Sometimes you need the pain to feel the happiness, though, you know?
Yeah. Is that the birds? You can hear them
You
chirping.
hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The same thing.
I was like, we need a Bob Marley. 3 little birds
Hold on.
at my doorstep.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
Singing
is my
sweet
mic
song.
fucked?
I love
This
that.
is my message to you. Anyway,
You got to add that in the track when we're playing this in the pod. Maybe if it's only for like 10 seconds.
maybe.
You know?
I don't want YouTube to kick us.
For like 5 seconds?
Real quick, let's talk some shop talk. I might be switching to Spotify.
Oh, nice. Everybody uses Spotify.
Well, Anchor
Mm-hmm.
was bought out by Spotify years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Anchor is now called Spotify for podcasters.
Oh.
And when you upload your shit to Spotify, you can upload video. So when people listen to your podcast on Spotify, your video will just come up.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what's up.
it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that is dope.
And I'm sure Apple will eventually get there.
Do that platform,
So
yeah.
thank God you inspired me to do video because it's almost a fucking necessity now.
Right, yeah.
A necessity. Okay, 2 things I got, and I totally forgot to tell you this 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I'm coming out the gym, sweating my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Got my bike. You know how I look.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I look right here, but coming out the gym, I look extra like a hobo. And I'm walking my bike. I'm going to outside of Ponce City Market. There is a elevator, an outdoor one, and it's to go up to the belt line.
Mm-hmm.
And my bike's heavy, so I'm going, and I'm gonna take the elevator, and then this guy and another guy come out the elevator, right? And it's this older guy, and I'm just like, don't think anything of it. And like they're coming out the elevator, and they're looking around. And he turns and looks at me, and I make eye contact, and it's Harrison Ford. Fucking Harrison Ford.
You were just talking about him like on this show maybe like 2-3 weeks ago too.
Yeah.
Between him and Pedro Pascal, we're like, and then you just run into him.
Yeah.
You didn't decide to be like,
No.
I mean,
we
I
made
wouldn't have
eye
done anything,
contact,
but-
and I was instantly shook. I was like,
you should have been like, hey man, I'm loving Shrieky.
it's like,
That's what I would have said.
that's exactly what I thought to say too.
I'm like, hey man, I like your new
love you,
show.
intriguing.
Well, I would have just been in a normal way. Like, hey
Yeah.
man, I love your new show. It's pretty sweet, man. See, you went that route.
Love you, intriguing.
You know?
But I mean, to me, my bad. I need to put this bitch on silent. To me, yes, I do agree with you there. But how often? You said Catch was fire. How often does he hear? I loved you in this. It's Han Solo. It's India. You know what I mean? I was like, let me leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll come back. But it was like seeing the rarest Pokemon. It like made my day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went from having like a decent day to like a glow. I had like a glow because I mean I don't think I've ever seen anybody that famous before in my life.
You know what? Better yet, I would have been like, so what did you think about your homeboy winning an award from Everywhere All at Once? I'd have been like, I would have asked him something like that real quick.
This was
just
like 3 days after that.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
It was the day after we did the pod.
Okay.
It was like on a Wednesday.
Because he probably still,
yeah.
oddly enough, probably has that dude in his contacts, right? Probably
yeah.
still short
Maybe,
round.
I
Probably
don't
even
know.
named short round in his contacts. What do you think? Probably still short round. Because if you imagine if you did a movie with him,
he doesn't know Short Round's real name. I bet.
He probably couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, Kiwi something.
I don't know. I would have felt like I would have shot some kind of question out at him, Just off the hip.
Okay, I got another one.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one. So I now work down the street, doing my thing at this new spot. Left the old spot, thank Jesus. Sweet Jesus. I'm coming home. It's 1:00. I'm walking home. Everybody on the street's drunk. There's a popular spot, Little Spirit. There's a Korean spot, Char. Both pretty good. They're open late. And I hear this guy, very distinct voice, and I knew exactly who it was before I even saw him. And he says, before I look, I hear, so I said, man, I can't fucking DJ. And I look over, Anthony Mackie. Anthony fucking Mackie. 8 Mile ass, Falcon ass, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, and the movie you watched, the Ghost movie too. Don't forget about
Ghost
that.
movie.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
Yeah, I went home and watched that movie,
yeah.
and I actually kind of like it now.
Yeah, I mean,
because Anthony Mackie's
you
my
like
friend.
Avatar. I'm not surprised.
Have you seen Avatar?
One. Why would I need to see the
The
second
new
one
one's
for?
fire.
It's probably like the first one.
No, take that back. You take that back. Anyway, yeah, Anthony motherfucking Mackie. And he has a big head in person. He looks great. I mean, he looks like fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably 5. I want to say he's like 5'8", 5'9". He's not like as tall as you would think. Harrison Ford's probably 5'10". But yeah, it was like back-to-back celebs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fucking cool. That's why I like this neighborhood. I feel like Inman Park, you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
They live around here. They're just like us. They're maybe I can get them to come to the stew one day.
Yeah, you got to say something.
Hey Anthony, you want to get on a pod?
You can't just stare at them.
I didn't stare.
Well, yeah, you did. You just said that.
Okay, and
to Harrison Ford, you did. He said.
I got one more life thing that I think is hilarious, but also I guess sad. I don't know. But so I've been doing therapy, and
That's kind of sad.
Doing therapy is not sad.
Well,
it's actually the best thing I've ever done in my life.
It is because it's good for your mental health, but it's also you're going there because.
Yes. Well, it's more now to me. It's like I now realize I'm like figuring out my brain, and as a narcissist, it is the most fascinating thing on the planet to learn about your brain. Or maybe don't. I don't know because I'm a narcissist.
That's what I say. I don't know because I'm not a narcissist. But
anyway, he goes midway through the session. My guy's like, he's like, Seth, I think you have ADHD.
ADHD.
And I was like,
every time I think of that Pharrell song.
And I'm like, I knew it. Yeah, NERD. I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. Like all this time, high school, he says I fidget a lot, which you could see on here I do. And if you look at Dana, he barely even moves. And I went from being like, I knew it, then like my brain switched and I'm like, wait, what the fuck you say about me? Like, you motherfucker. You gonna come in here and tell me I'm ADHD just for me talking to you? ADHD. All right, well, I don't like you either. I don't like your fucking face.
Oh, gosh.
It's just crazy that like a therapist can just say some crazy, like make this, and they aren't really supposed to make diagnoses like that. I think it's just that obvious. Because that's what what is the other one? There's a psychologist. Yeah, that's like what a psychologist is supposed to do. But he was like, "Yeah, bro, you're ADHD." But he said he was too before I swang on him through the phone. Swang on him through the phone. But yeah, so I am ADHD. But I think it's my superpower.
Oh, you sound like Kanye West right now.
Well, I'm not bipolar.
Well, manic, yeah, you're not, but they all have some association with them in mental health.
So I do have, of course, drinking issues. They're not the worst, but I
don't even think you're that bad of a drinker anymore.
I don't think I own at all. Now I'm not.
But yeah, like
but I've had my issues. And,
if you were to say yourself a drinker right now, I'd be like, nah.
But here's the thing. Apparently, ADHD people. Often in alcoholism, there's kind of like a Venn diagram.
Oh, okay.
It's like something
somehow they're
something going on in the brain that causes both. So It's interesting stuff, but yeah,
I mean,
shout out to ADHD people.
I mean, you were on the show with tequila water back in the day.
Dude,
you don't remember
water,
that?
Yes.
I was like, oh, let me get some water. You're like, yeah, that's tequila water. I said, what the? You're like, I'm trying to sober up real quick. I'm like, that's how you
Tequila water. That's
if
how
y'all want to go back to the Throwback episodes, it's somewhere back there, maybe in the 20th, 30th area.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Oh man, that was fucking what a time.
We didn't have no video back then. It was just we was out here. We were just out here slinging the pot around. Just
no plan, no run a show, tequila water, drinking. Hey, you want to drink and I have a hangover.
Yeah,
tequila water.
We was wild boys back then.
Hey, and by the way, yes, we were. And by the way, this episode is brought to you by
hit that sellout button.
Topo Chico.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking somebody in this room.
We gonna need that.
Out.
Yeah, we gonna need that. Mm-hmm.
I'll be thinking that somebody in
Let's
this
get that
room.
money.
We'll take anything, 10%.
All right, let's get it. Yeah, right. Anything. Just boxes of Topo Chico.
Just box. Hey, I'll take that.
Love that, Chris.
It is.
Topo Chico.
It really is.
All right, let's get into this
What we
shit. We got a throwback from you. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Only because the last episode
Marlon
we were
Wayans.
talking about Marlon Wayans, and so I had to go back to watch it to go see if that small little feature he said he was in. So I was like, I'm gonna watch it because I love this movie anyway. Oh yeah, you cannot forget about Chris Rock in this film because he is the skinny crackhead dude that comes up. How much? My cups cost $1.50. That's Shaft from South Park. That's like behind the counter. He's like, all right, just pour it in my hand. And then he comes out with his freaking wad of money. You know what I'm saying? So you can't forget that part because it's just like Shaft, Jim Brown in the restaurant. Like two iconic black male.
What was his real name, Shaft?
Shit, you're gonna have to look that up. Or I'll look it up here in a second. But I saw the scene where Marlon Wayans is laughing at Superfly walking down the street with the fish in his shoe and they break. And it really is only like 15 seconds.
Oh, really?
Like, compared to the Chris Rock scene where it was like he had words, and so where Marlon Wayans is just laughing at Superfly in the background. It's like, I can see where he could be depressed about that.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I think as you kind of told the story of that stand-up, I think it was more just to capitalize on the Will Smith, Chris Rock. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because I think it sounded like it affected him. Yeah. But it really was just a device to like hit that point of the story with the slap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, definitely using it that part
because like
of it.
he was set. He's a Wayne's brother. Like the path was already blazed for him. He just had to follow and not.
Keenan Ivory Wayans, you got Damon Wayans, Chris Rock, Stephen James. There were so many Wayans. You had the Hammer, who was Isaac Hayes.
Hayes, that's it.
Who also plays Chef on South Park, which
Scientologist.
I didn't even make those correlations together when I was watching South Park in its heyday. I was like, man, this guy kind of sounds like Isaac Hayes,
Really?
Honestly, I didn't, because they don't show faces. And yeah, I just didn't put two and two together. But after a while, I think it was a song that came on South Park.
Salty Balls.
Yeah. How did you know it was that one?
Well, that's that's like what he that's what he's known for.
And so yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's Isaac Hayes. My goodness. Anyways.
My goodness.
Damon Wayans. All the Wayans. This movie
just all the Wayans.
It's definitely a three swiper. It's got Kung Fu Joe, was one of my favorite characters in there. We got the small midget guy. I can't remember his name.
Little person.
Yeah, well,
LP.
I'm trying to find him. He was in Everybody Love or Kim Jin Carrey movie. Tony Cox.
Wayne
Evans.
He was in
I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Something about
he
it?
was in Ace Ventura. Wasn't
Irene. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he was the little person, and Me, Myself, and Irene that stole Jim Carrey's wife. And but he's also in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker as one of the little people inside the Big Hats Club. Like inside this scene, there's like a big cat club. You can only get in with a big cat,
Yeah.
and they have the little people inside the big cats. Almost similar to where Dave Chappelle had the skit about the baby inside the club. You know, how did the baby get in the club?
No, the baby was in the street.
No, but the baby snuck into the club in his skit, remember? He was like, I saw the baby in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He was selling crack.
So it's like, I'm going to get you sucker. The little people were inside the hat. And so, like, there's door opened up where one had, like, a small 380 trying to shoot somebody. And then he shot the hat, and the little person dies inside the hat. Oh, damn. This is a classic. I mean, laugh for days. It's definitely just one of those.
It's kind of like the smoking or Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. It's exactly good correlation because that's exactly what it is.
But it's like blaxploitation movie though. It's awesome. It's a classic. Swipe it up, baby.
3 swipes. 3 swiper.
Oh, yeah, I already hit it, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah, never mind. We swiped it up twice.
Yeah, so it's a good throwback. Go out. It's on HBO, so you got time over there. I don't know how long it'll be on there. It's on there now.
So I finished The Old Man. I got you to watch The Old Man.
Yes, I did.
You finished it.
I did.
What do you think?
First of all, dang it. I just erased something off my screen. I have to look it back up.
Son of a bitch.
So let me pull up my notes. Okay, got it. Jeff Bridges. Old.
Man.
Very old. So some of the scenes where he's wrestling with the guy,
it's clearly
I'm not going to give anything away.
Or whatever.
It's just like, come on, man. And
even like at my ripe old age of 32, I'm like, damn, I'd pull my back out on that.
Right. So it's.
And he's like 80.
He's like 80. I'm like, so
like
you're. It's hard for me to believe that this guy is Matt Damon or Liam Neeson taken at this point. Right?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to like Liam.
Well, even Liam Neeson right now.
He does a good job of doing Steven Seagal moves though. Minimal kung fu moves. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Whereas you had Jeff Bridges in here doing whole ass John Wick moves. Right? Like on the ground. I'm like, hold on, man.
John Wick. Yeah.
You know,
jiu-jitsu.
like it was hard to believe that. 2, there was one scene where he was cooking, and I was like, this don't even look like a meal. He made some that's
such a funny take.
Right, because she eats it and he's using the scenario of how it communicates. You don't have to use words, which I was loving it. I was like, ooh, food is a way to bring people. It's a social gathering. Cultures, and then what he made was egg and toast. It was like, this is what they taught you, the story built up to. I was like, come on, man. You needed to add it like maybe an egg souffle. Give me like something else other than some eggs and scrambled toast. And the lady was like, oh my gosh. Right. And I'm not going to give it away, but it's just like that there is what sold her on the whole, letting, that happen and him being in that place. It was kind of like, I didn't believe, like the way,
didn't believe
as
that,
a cook.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Just because like when you're acting, I feel like, or even when you're writing, screenwriting, I think Donald Glover, Jordan Peele all do good things. If it's a cooking scene, they make you believe that this is a dish or it's whatever it is. It's like, this dude is good at this.
Especially if it's, to drive home a point or something like that.
And you saw that part of the scene. It was to drive home a point. He did a whole spill about it. He did a whole diatribe about it, actually.
Yeah.
And she was just sitting there. And then it's just like she eats it. It's like, I just saw what he made. He used the toaster and he got some scrambled eggs. So it was like, what is that? So that was for me was, I know it's something minuscule, but that was the lead up to a bunch of other things.
That's
where it was
funny because
like,
I didn't even pay it because I don't even like I don't.
It was
pay
right
attention
before
to food stuff.
you know what I'm saying. So it was kind of like,
it's like in the they get attacked.
Yeah, it was just kind of like and
that's funny.
And another part,
good call.
It was I didn't like where certain person's on the phone and they're not. Which I watch a lot of CIA crime, suspense, and the one thing they do good about when you're an agent and you're on another phone is you're in dead spots where there is no triangle, and there is no matter what part you're at, this satellite can't track this because there's always a dark spot from a satellite where it just can't hit no matter what you use, right? So this person's using
I don't know. I guess.
But if you ever watch Prison Break.
No.
Such a classic. Yeah. Where he's on this part of the water and it's like they can't triangulate. There's no signal here.
Oh, okay.
So he has a meeting in this part. It's almost like where in Casino where Joe Pesci and them meet up in the desert. Yeah. And they're like, yo, no one, there's a part where you just can't.
Yeah. So there's no signals.
But this person in old old man is like literally calling a certain somebody like all the time.
Like once a day.
And I'm like, hold on. We're living in like, and it's shot now. So, we have all types of technology.
I did think that was a little convenient. A lot of that was convenient. It'd be so obvious. I honestly.
Hold on. What do you give John Lithgow's performance?
He was okay. He was okay.
I'm going to give him a 3.
Yeah.
Because I felt like he was the best actor on there. He convinced me that he was a worried CIA, FBI. Because you know what I'm saying? Like he gave that. And his doppelganger when he was young was like spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
It's like, what the So I did like how that did work.
What did you think of
Jeff Bridges?
Yeah,
I almost think
his doppelganger though.
It didn't look like him, but the hairstyle and everything else was similar to how he did his.
Yeah.
And so I did like that, and I thought I'm going to say Angela Adams because I can't pronounce her real name. I want to say Alea.
It may be from Arrested Development.
Squat. It's like SH. Yeah, her name.
Or the lead in Search Party.
She had a good role too. She was amazing. I loved her role. I love Dan Chase's girlfriend. I'm not going to say whatever.
The brunette who was in Heat and all that.
Yeah, I think she did an amazing job.
No, I think they did a great job. I just think the script failed them at the end.
The writers.
And this is like maybe a slight spoiler, but there is going to be a second season.
You can tell the way it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't like the way the twist. I hated that. I was like, for real? This is.
Nope. No,
I'm just saying, like, I didn't, AKA Mr. Spoiler is not going to do it today.
Big spoiler.
Big spoiler. I just didn't like that. I was like, that's exactly what I was like watching. I was like,
yeah, me too.
I was like, you see my face? I was like,
yeah, I wasn't about it.
That was the last episode. I was like, for real. Yeah. And I didn't like another thing. I didn't like Zoe. Now she's like enthralled in this whole like.
I didn't believe her storyline at all. I almost wish they didn't bring her in.
I'm with you. I almost wish that he could have just where there's a scene where he had an alter ending to where it happened, where they get kind of pulled and he's like. Goes all like born. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted. But they snaps out of it and he doesn't.
Oh, with the cop scene? Yeah.
That's what I wanted. I wish he would have went. I wish the writers would have went that route.
Yeah, I just didn't see. I could not in any way believe that a normal person would ever do what she did. And basically in the show, he has a partner that comes in and she is a civilian and she decides to stay with him. And it's just very far-fetched.
I do like how she feels detached from her life because, they give you a reason why she would want to do that. I see that. But she didn't seem like the person to be that person.
To me, you would have to be like a fucked up person.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the margins of society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seemed like she had a nice life.
I mean, I think the main reason why she did is because a certain someone didn't call her back.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, damn, if he's not going to call me back, then what's the point?
I guess so. But...
yeah, I mean,
following an international assassin.
Well, she was intrigued by that house. Yeah. That's what it was, bro. She went to that crib and
the loft.
Yeah, I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
Well, that's what. Okay, so we need to wrap this one up. Yeah. We got a lot going on.
The dogs, my favorite part. Too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those dogs are awesome.
Dogs awesome,
especially in the first.
The dogs
episode.
get 4 swipes. Power 4 for the whole series. I was mad he didn't keep taking with him. I was like. That scene hurt because I'm a dog lover. So when he did what he did, I was like, don't. And they started. I was like, no. And he got a little heart. He stopped for a second. Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the best scenes in the whole series. Yeah. It was that right there, that montage because he was vulnerable. He was open. Everything was crazy at the point in the time in the middle because I think that was like number 5. I want to say number 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was right where I felt like it was at its peak.
Yeah.
Right there. It was just like, ooh,
To me, the peak was when they're leaving on the boat and then the FBI comes in. Then it was like, all right. This is, and then it just, I think it was 2 more episodes left. So I think there's 7.
Thanks for putting me on. No, it's 7. It's 7.
Yeah, I think
that's why I said 4 and 5. It was kind of where it was.
Yeah. I'm starting to see a pattern where we review these shows in the last 2 episodes. It's hard to wrap up. same as like Game of Thrones and stuff. Like it's hard to wrap up shit. You know,
they failed on this one.
Yeah, getting from like this point to this point. There's something about like same with The Last of Us, like White Lotus. It's really difficult to bring it all in, you know, because you got to answer questions, and I think sometimes the answers suck. And you've been watching a show, and the mystery is what will the answers be, and they just don't connect.
They didn't connect, especially on this.
I don't know. Do we even swipe it? We didn't swipe it. Let's do a swipe real quick.
What you got? I'm gonna give it a 2, man.
2? I could give it a 2.
It's just
that's for both of us. I would almost be inclined to give it a power 1. Honestly.
But
it was the budget to me, and I don't know. But are you watching the second season? Probably
will.
Not.
I will. Just
you
to
will?
See. Yeah, I got to. I have to.
I might watch it like week by week. Yeah. All right. Next up, I'm going to do a quick one, a little twofer. Shrinking on Apple TV has finished up, and Hello Tomorrow has also finished up. We're looking at the opposite ends of the spectrum. I am going to give Shrinking a very high rating. I'm going to give it a 4 swipe. And this
is it because you saw Harrison Ford inside the.
It's because I saw Harrison Ford, and now the show's even better. No, it's just it's a perfect show. If especially now that I'm a Ted Lasso fan, I think Shrinking is if you like Ted Lasso, Apple kind of has a formula where they know how to mix drama and comedy very well. It's kind of.
I'm just so glad you finally started watching Ted Lasso. After I've been waving about that for.
I like it. I like the new season so far.
I haven't even started watching it yet.
It's good. They bring in a character who resembles one of my favorite soccer players of all time. So that's
just so much stuff. It's like when you watch 1-2 episodes and you're like, I gotta go venture out and come back to it. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, now I'm like, how many other shows have I passed up on because I didn't like the pilot? You know? But Shrinking, to me, it gives you the heart and the comedy. And there's romance. It's just a cute ass fucking show. For what it is a 4 swiper. I think people who like How I Met Your Mother wasn't my favorite show at all.
And my brother
loved it, but I did like it, especially Neil Patrick Harris.
I love Neil Patrick.
But
Harris,
this cast is great, and you got fucking Harrison Ford on top of it. It's a 4 swipe for sure. Check it out.
Can I read this review real quick and see if you agree with this?
Yeah.
This show is hard to put down. Jason Segel plays his part very well, and I was able to emphasize what the character was going through and his performance. His natural talent for blunt sarcasm balances some of the heaviest themes that this character represents and experiences. Jessica Williams as Gabby is probably one of my favorite characters. She breathes this light of color into every scene she is in. She is wardrobe, the setting, office props is bright.
That's who I was saying. So when I first was just kind of like I'm going to do for like Yellowjackets or Succession, I was talking about the show before I reviewed it. I said she is a fucking star.
And it says to top it all off, she really lands it with humor. I get a solid laugh from every episode. Very consistent. That's very important about.
No,
series,
that's what I'm saying. It's all the way through. I started looking forward to the episodes, and then they would deliver. I found myself rewatching episodes and discovering little tiny acting things that I didn't notice. Like, it's just a very tight, great show.
So very consistent and engaging performance, and her chemistry with other actors plays dividends. This show is definitely worth a watch. Set aside a few hours as you want to binge. Shout out to Adam RB. 5 swipes for him.
Okay.
He went up on that thing.
You need to get that guy on the show. The one thing, though, is I will say it's Krista Miller. She is, you will recognize her, but she looks crazy now. You know her, right?
Oh, yeah.
She was in, what was she in? Scrubs. I think she was in the Drew Carey show. I've been a fan of hers for years. If you look up Krista Miller, she is like a legendary sitcom actress.
I remember her.
And
she was in Cougar Town.
Oh, really? But she is just like Drew Carey show.
Mm-hmm.
She was on CSI Miami. Yeah, Scrubs. She was the girlfriend of the doctor. I guess she was in Cougar Town, but baby girl, lay off of the Botox and fillers.
Yeah, the cheekbones, you can tell.
You just like, she can't even like, her speech sounds different. Mm-hmm. It's like, you could tell that it's numb. She kind of talks like this. And it's just sorry. Like, you just, come on. Like, please, no more injections. You're beautiful. Damn. And you're funny. And that, honestly, if you're funny, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. All right. If you're ugly and not funny, get a therapist. Okay, moving on. Oh, yeah. Hello Tomorrow. So I'll do 2. Mm-hmm. Hello Tomorrow, also on Apple TV. This show starts very strong. Same with the mysteries and answers thing. Oh, yeah. I ended up not liking this one at all. It kind of became a slug at the end. Yeah, about halfway through, there's like kind of a reveal, which you kind of see coming, and it just sucks. And it's just it's not my show. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a power 1 only because of the costumes are great, set design's great.
You
CGI
start off high
cool.
praise with it at the very beginning.
Well, it starts really strong and interesting, and then it falls off. Do you have that pulled up at all?
Well, yeah, it's 53% on Rotten Tomato, 2 out of 5 on Common Sense, and a 6.3 on IMDb.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's like Rotten Tomato gives it a 53. Yeah, so it's
not
all,
to me. If Rotten Tomato gives it a bad review,
yeah,
because Rotten Tomato is like, to me, overinflates their shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're only giving it 2.5 stars. That's not good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just it looks cool, but the storyline kind of sucks, and a lot of the side characters are insufferable. I just don't really care about their stories. And that's important. That's like the most important. So, Shoo! The Wonder.
Yeah, this will be a real quick skip. I was intrigued by this because I don't know why. I just threw it on. I just felt like watching it. I don't know. It came out in 22. It's a drama thriller. It's a set in Irish Midland in about 1862. The story follows a young girl who stops eating but remains miraculously alive and well.
Huh.
An English nurse, whose name is Lib Wright, is brought to a tiny village to observe the 11-year-old girl, Anna O'Donnell, and tourist pilgrims amass to witness this girl who says to have survived without food for months. So that's kind of the basis of the setting. It's very slow. I want to say I didn't watch the thing with Colin Farrell and the Banshee, but it's in Ireland, so it has that. But 1862, so it's a no roads, so it's a very wide scenery cinematic. Looks very beautiful.
It's just like Banshees.
She has to walk back and forth to where this girl lives. Her and a nun, they work in shifts, so they have to watch this chick to make sure that like she's not eating on the low.
Yeah,
because she hasn't eaten in like 6 months. So they call this nurse in, which is played by Florence Pugh.
This is big.
Yeah, it came, like I said, came out in 22. It's an hour 43. I'm gonna give it a 1 swipe, just right off rip, because it doesn't. It gives you the feeling of like you said, the Banshee or the Village. Think it's gonna be really good, but then the ending comes out and you're not you don't like. I didn't like the way it ends or the conclusion or. It was just for an hour and 43 minutes. It's just I was hoping for a lot more. Of it. Florence Pugh's. I want to say it was bad acting, but very lethargic.
Okay.
I watched it probably in 2 sittings.
Yeah.
Because it was just so slow and methodical, and it was supposed to give you this whole like drama. There's no thriller in this, so I don't even know why they have thriller inside as a category for it. It's crazy thrills. Because the numbers like it. I think most people probably like it because it's very slow, dramatic, and just takes you back to like 1862 and that old like pilgrimage time. It has actors that you've probably seen before, like Toby Jones. He always plays like a weird short man in like all these movies, like the Harry Potter. He was the short guy in Harry. What did he play in Harry Potter?
Toby Jones.
Toby Jones. He's always played a small, weird kind of just.
Yeah. He was in Captain America.
You know what I mean? So it had Tom Burke.
He is hard to look at.
Yeah, it just had your typical people that you've seen in foreign movies before. I don't know much about Florence Pugh. Her performance to me was I could give it like a 2 swiper. If the movie's a 1, her performance was a 2.
She's a great actress, I think.
But like I said, it's kind of hard to swallow this movie. Like I said, I just threw it on because I felt like some, when you see something, it was like, oh, this person hasn't eaten, in 6 months. I was like, that's crazy. Let me check this out. It seems like this could be really cool. And it wasn't.
No.
Nah, it's a hard skip.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could, if you want to take the chance, you said you like her, maybe you might want to take a chance and check it out.
Maybe so.
I just wasn't really feeling it.
Well, to me, it got no buzz whatsoever. I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
like no buzz.
Maybe, but I don't know.
6.6 on IMDb, 86% in Rotten Tomato, 3.5 out of 5 at a vague. So, I don't know.
This ain't it.
Yeah. Not feeling it.
Word.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah. Sorry, I watched it for y'all. I wish I didn't. So bad.
It'd be like that. Next up, I got a double premiere because we have a lot this week. Succession and Yellowjackets came out. Let me start off with Succession because to me, it's just par for the course. The family's back after a very dramatic ending last season. It's weird because the way it ends last season to me is like there's a total like stabbed in the back type moments and stuff. And it just feels weird because it almost feels like the stakes were then lowered because it's like, oh shit kind of moment. And then in this one, they're just kind of like lounging, trying to figure out their next move, the kids, to go against their father, which is, par for the course. But they're like in their luxury apartment and they're like making this, they're just discussing how they could get back at their dad. And, they enter like this bidding war and it's really confusing. I have to watch the episode multiple times and read up on Reddit just to kind of understand what's really happening because it's full of like legalese, like jargon and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they also just kind of make fun of each other the whole time. It's funny. Some of it's a little excessive. I'm like, all right, like you can't have a funny thing to say at every sentence, It's very clever. But yes, starts off, I think, strong, though, compared to last season's start. Last season, they had to deal with COVID, so it was like really difficult to get them all together and in cool locations. And that's a big part of the show is that they're in fucking awesome locations. It's like, damn, look how these rich white people live. But it was great. Funny, of course, I'm watching it. I'm a big fan. It is kind of the number one show right now.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, so good start for Succession.
I love the main guy. He's the McDonald's main spokesman, the old white guy. He was also in X-Men.
Brian Cox. Yeah. And Troy. No, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character.
It's like Will Arnett is not Will Arnett.
Him and Tom.
The guy from Arrested Development, he's also a commercial voice. The commercial voices, they make bank.
Yeah, because every time the commercial airs, they get a piece of it. They get royalties. That's why Flo is just caked up.
Oh my gosh, so caked up.
It's just like she's a billionaire at this point.
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, you're working for insurance. But anyway, so great start to Succession. I highly recommend it. If you're not watching it, check it out. Dana, I know you would never watch this show. It's okay.
I think I'm just gonna watch it now, just because you said I'll never watch it.
Yeah, I mean, so I put on the first episode by accident when I went to, because I guess in between last season I had to get an HBO account for myself, and so it just played the first episode. I was like, wait, this looks familiar, and I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, it's a cool first episode. if you ever get a chance just to like check it out. Great pilot. Next up though, Yellowjackets also premiered on Showtime, which is cool because I got Showtime now. And I canceled it. I only got it for Yellowjackets last year, and I got it again. So this, on the other hand, I feel like has taken a dip. This has changed up the tone. I feel like the mystery is kind of dwindled. It always had like a mystical feel to it, and I can't explain it, but it got really campy. This first episode was really campy and felt off and felt like it lost some of its seriousness. Like even at one point, the husband, he has like some real heavy stuff on his mind and he's lame. And so the way he kind of deals with the stress is I shit you not, he goes in his car and he turns on.
Is this a spoiler?
It's not really a spoiler. I mean, it's not like significant to the story. I'm just kind of giving an example of like, are you doing this to create a meme? You know, like are you doing it? But he puts on Papa Roach. Oh, he puts on Butt Rock. God damn it!
I think you knew that was going to trigger me too.
But he puts on "Cut My Life into Pieces. This is my last resort," and he does like a drum solo, like da da da, and it's just, and he's like hitting the.
It's like kryptonite.
Yeah,
when I hear that shit,
and it was funny, like kind of, but it was like this is so out of character of last season. This is cheesy, and it's like, are you trying to actually like sink the show, jump the shark, if you will? Like, are you taking it down? And again, I really liked the first season. It was so fun. It was spooky. I remember I reviewed it on the show, and then this season, the start, I'm like, I almost wish I didn't get this Showtime account. It's a really bad start.
Yo, start watching Outlander. You'll like it.
Yeah?
I think you will.
Okay. I believe it. And I know it's dense, though. And how many seasons they got of that?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
They're coming out with a new one this year right now. That's why they're playing.
That's just the wave. Yeah. So, Yellowjackets, not a strong start. Let me... Next up, we have The Wave.
Yo's, intermission piece. I went somewhere. I was outside this past weekend. I forgot to tell you. Your boy, you saw my gram. I know you was probably working late night. Actually, you was bartending, so you probably didn't see it. But I was at the Masquerade. My homeboy Chad. Shout out to Chad.
Oh, you're at the Masquerade. Oh, I saw that, but I thought it was the Battery. Oh, you were.
I was at the Masquerade.
Underground. Yeah.
Underground. Y'all know where it's at. I was outside late. Let's go. I went to go see Bryce Vine. He's a drummer. He played drums for Bryce Vine. I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but let me look him up real quick.
Bryce Vine.
Yeah, I don't really know who he is, but my friend, he's a paid musician, technically a paid drummer. So he plays for Bryce Vine, and Bryce Vine is also known as Bryce Ross Johnson, but his stage name is Bryce Vine. Is an American rapper, singer. Let me first of all get this out of the way. It's like pop punk. I don't even know why it called not pop punk. It's like Kid Cudi mixed with Lil Yachty.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. Is an American rapper, singer from Westlake Village, California. It's like real California, like pop rap.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it, but just not my vibe, You know what I mean? I'm a Griselda fan, Rome Street, so it's kind of completely opposite. So he ventured into his career of music in 2011 when he auditioned for the Glee project. A year later, he signed with a label. So I don't know if he got denied for the audition and then became a musician. But shout out to my boy Chad for putting your boy on the guest list. He's
nice.
A VA
to the
king,
death of you.
757 Bad News VA. We always represent. Thank you for putting me on. I just wanted to shout that out. He was the best thing about Bryce Vine. Shout out to Bryce Vine too. He's a Black American artist. I ain't gonna put him down, but just get a little bit harder, my guy. I'll fuck with you. All right, The Wave. The Wave. Shout out to The Wave because
hold on, let me hit that. That's just the wave.
Heck yeah. It's featuring my guy Justin Long. Have Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Dodgeball. I haven't seen him in forever. This came out in 2020. I'm gonna give this right off rip a power 3 swipe. This is the best thing I've seen all week. It just goes
The Wave?
The Wave. It's on Amazon Prime. Frank goes out on town, and it has my guy from Clueless and Scrubs, Donald Faison, as his partner. We have Tommy Flanagan, who's from like Hell's or Sons of Anarchy. He always plays the Irish dude. He was in Smoking Aces as the one dude, as assassin with the face on. So it has an eclectic group of people. It also has Sheila Van. Give me the panty dropper. Oh my gosh. You better hit it right. Don't you give me Limp Bizkit. Oh, there we go. My guy on the first time around. This chick, she is very beautiful, good looking. They found an amazing role for Justin Long to play as his partner in this movie. So Frank, who plays Justin Long, goes out on the town to celebrate an upcoming promotion. His night takes an unexpected, bizarre turn. He takes this weird dosage of hallucin that was given to him by Mr. Flanagan. Well, like I said,
Mr. Flanagan,
who's in hella movies. Once you see him, you know who he is. Can't deny his face. It alters his perception and changes
his
life.
name is Alice. Thomas Flanagan.
Yeah.
Look at his name.
I know. I didn't even want to try that. Wow. I didn't want to end up on the subtitle of the
in the show his name is Alice.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the show.
Okay.
I was saying that's why I said his real name, because I couldn't, say the name. So he goes, home dude, let me just give a quick synopsis without AKA big spoiler stepping on.
Big spoiler.
Taking over, because I can't control him sometimes. He just busts out at me. And I don't, So,
big spoiler.
Yeah. Frank and Jeff, they both work as like lawyers in this like insurance claims. They're the type of lawyers that find loopholes.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay people out.
Mm-hmm. Assholes.
Right,
Terrible
exactly.
people.
So Justin Long plays this lawyer who does find a loophole for this certain case. I can't give too much away, but the world and the galaxy finds a way, and karma finds a way to show him his ways, essentially. Yeah.
He goes on a spirit quest.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I don't know. I was trying to find a movie to compare it to, but it's on another level. That's how good this is. This should have been in box office. Should have been it should have been more promotion. This should have been out there, because at a 2020, it should have had a bunch of awards.
I think it came out in 2019.
It says 22 on mine. It's only an hour and 27 minutes. That's what it says. You want me to turn my computer around?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
The director is Gail Calvin. I don't even know. He's done The Far. He's done The Prodigy. He's done The Lost Far. He did The Door to the Other Side.
So he likes trippy
Farewell,
shit.
which is on A24.
Okay.
So he's the director. It's just, the genre is suspense, science fiction. It's trippy as hell. I'm talking about
Trippy Maine.
It's like a party movie that goes crazy, but has multiple dimensions. It gives you everything and all at once, the same thing. But I don't know. It's just crazy, man. It's like one night, and it just takes you on multiple levels. Yeah. This movie has multiple paradigms, and each one, they're all 4 swipes.
Okay.
So this is going to be a smash too. I'm giving it a smash. Any movie that I described that has multiple hits on the pad deserves a watch.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called The Wave. The ratings, Amazon gives it 4 out of 5. Rotten Tomato has it at a 78%. I just think you can't go wrong with watching Justin Long. He's one of an underrated actor. I think
creepers.
He should get more roses. Maybe because he doesn't do as much films or take as many. It's a very good question, which I would like to ask him if I ever saw this dude. Because I think he's really good. Waiting, Dodgeball, Creepers. This dude doesn't have bad movies.
Yeah, he does. Walrus or whatever.
Walrus wasn't that bad.
I thought that movie was awful.
All right. That's neither.
I think he's doing really well financially, though. I think he just kind of chills. He's dating.
That's what it is?
Well, I follow him on Instagram. He dates Jessica Biel. No, Jessica.
I thought it was Jessica.
Not Jessica Biel. Do you remember Blue Crush?
Yeah. Ooh, blue. I know that. The blonde?
Yeah.
The main one. Yeah.
Jessica something.
Yeah.
But he's dating her.
Oh, okay.
And they seem happy. And he seems fun. And he saves turtles.
One of my favorite films he did, I don't know if a lot of people watch, was Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, movie's awesome. Yeah. Sam Raimi. Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, I don't think he does. He might have everybody has a bad movie in their repertoire. Okay.
Of course.
Let's just put that out there.
Of course.
But I think he has more good than bad.
I agree.
So
he does like smaller budget
I like to
stuff.
see him more, though, personally. Yeah. I like to see him in more films.
I feel like
I think he's a better actor. You're probably going to hate me than Robert Pattinson.
Okay, that's cap. All right, we got to move on.
I'm just saying.
Shoot, we gotta keep it moving. That is capped. All right. Anyway, let's move on. No. Let's
After
move
seeing
on.
the emo Batman, I had to take him down a peg or two.
Oh my god. Okay, next up, I've seen John Wick. John Wick.
You're still struggling after that statement. I can see on your face.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're like
no. John Wick 4. Watched it in theaters. Guess what happened?
Did you watch all three?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just want to make
I've
sure.
seen all of them in theaters.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep.
They're the new Rambos.
I fell asleep at one part. It's almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's too long.
And there was okay.
I love Keanu and I love.
Here's
Wick.
the thing.
It's too long.
I fell asleep, and the reason why I fell asleep was, one, it was too long, and two, the acting and story stuff is so bad that it was so formulaic too that I could tell. I was like, all right, I can fall asleep at this moment. Like, and I'm not gonna, it won't matter, because all that matters in this is action. And I did that, and then I just wake up to an action scene. And I was like, yo, like, all right, like, I don't need to know anything. Like, I already know, the stakes. I mean, it's very predictable, very, very predictable.
I think all the John Wicks are predictable.
Yes, but okay, I had to get that out the way. Now, best action I've ever seen, like stunt coordination I've ever seen, yes. I mean, undeniable. I mean, it's insane what these poor stuntmen have to do. It's old school, People are like getting hit by. John Wick gets hit by like 5 cars.
Yeah, he did that in 3 a lot too. I was kind of surprised how.
But like, I feel like in 3 he only gets hit by that 1 car, and then remember he touches the stair. But this is like 5 cars. He falls from like, I want to say like 30, 40 feet.
Then the third one when he falls from the top of the building in the third one,
which is the but that's the climax, right?
Yeah.
He does this like 3 times.
That's why I didn't like that about the end of John Wick 3.
He falls down these stairs at one point, and it's like, have you seen Hot Rod?
Yeah.
When he's falling down the hill and it won't stop? They literally do that.
It's the only Andy Samberg movie I like.
It's where the crowd was laughing. Like, we're all just laughing. Which, we're like, come on, not another flight. So it's ridiculous, but it's just a killing spree. Like, it's just on roids. Yeah. It's John Wick 1.
It's like Rambo. It was on Rambo. Rambo was on roids.
Now, they had to have spent so much money on this production. Like, at one point, they're shooting across from the Eiffel Tower, where there's like, if you ever been to the Eiffel Tower, there's the Eiffel Tower, then there's a huge rectangular green space that goes on for probably 100, 200 yards, pretty long. And then like stairs and like marble like viewing area, and you get to see the whole green space and the Eiffel Tower. It's beautiful, but it's usually filled with like hundreds and hundreds of tourists walking through, and they have like a meeting there. So in this John Wick universe, like tourist traps, like no one's in Paris walking by. It's just certain things you're like, what?
It's like that one scene in 2 where they're in the middle of that New York big area where everybody's walking by.
Yeah,
and you're like. And he's like, and then all the people stop. And you're like,
this
is a big tourist spot. How did y'all get all these people in New York City to be assassins? All like,
it's basically like that, but in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the car stuff is amazing. There's a Tokyo scene at the beginning. Notable actress. I think she did okay. Her name's Rina Sawayama. She is a pop music. She makes like indie pop music. She's pretty cool.
I seen his homeboy for 47 Ronin's join him in this one, the Asian guy from Bullet Train.
Yeah, so he is the father of Rina Sawayama's character. He basically is I forgot his name, but the guy who runs the hotel.
Oh, and over there in Tokyo?
Yeah, he does the Osaka one.
Gotcha.
Or it's in Osaka, I think. But so there's that.
Like the hotel baller in Tokyo compared to the one in New York.
It's tight. It's just like a neon, Japanese
That's
cliche.
pretty tight. Yeah. No, I think those are right?
I mean, there's a whole John Wick nunchuck scene, which is fucking fire. Donnie Yen's in it. He's spectacular. My only gripe is he's blind, and that is the same.
Oh, IP Man.
Yeah, Ip Man.
Yeah.
And he's Rogue One. He was a blind.
Yeah, he was blind.
Kind of like, really? We're doing this again? But he's awesome. His character's a lot of fun. His name's Kane, and he walks with a cane.
You got to pay him a lot of money these days. He's getting older.
Yeah. I mean, he was awesome. There's another guy named like Nobody. He's a black guy with a dog. He was pretty cool. He was okay. He wasn't that great of an actor. His storyline was okay. It's just very predictable. And then my biggest I was like laughing my ass off. They have a club scene in Berlin where there's like thousands of club goers.
Berlin always looks lit in movies, man.
And I've been there, and I've gone to some clubs, but this one's
a whole scene in Berlin. It's all club and shit. They always do Berlin as a club. They never do it as
because they're known for their like 24/7, nightlife, like wild, cocaine parties. So he's in like this crazy, and it looks like aqueducts, like the way the club set up is like these crazy levels, and they don't have like handrails, so it's like you'd be dancing, it's like you
could fall over.
Yeah, like somebody pushes you.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, well, it's just like completely this fake place, but it's like, in original John Wick, you're gonna have club scenes, or even that movie. What is that movie with? It was Michael Mann, Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Collateral.
Oh, Collateral. He's in the club scene.
Which to me was like that was like the original
one.
Club scene.
Shot home dude right in the club too.
Maybe Belly might be up there, but so they went for like a mega club scene. But the way they directed the dancers, it was so distracting. The dancers are all doing this the whole time, like all off beat, because I don't think they actually have music when they're doing these scenes, and they're just like. The whole time, it's like professional dancers, and there's like people dying
like
next
Kill
to
Bill
them.
Scene when the music's still going, and she's like slicing motherfuckers up.
Yeah, but everybody leaves. You know?
Everybody does leave. Yeah,
and this is like people are getting, and we're in an active shooter universe here, so it's like if there's shooting happening, like we're dipping. Yeah, like people. People are like, they look over, like still dancing while John Wick's like breaking necks and like literally shooting people, and like people could catch strays.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And then like it's inconsistent because like you'll be like that, and then they'll see and they'll be like, oh, and like you'll see the extra. I was like focusing on the extras way too much, and then it would cut to another shot, and the extra was inconsistent with their movement. So like they cut to the next shot, and the extra would still be dancing. It'd be like, come on.
It's the Blade scene. I think might have been the first.
Oh god, the blood rave.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one.
That was the one, man. They fucked some shit up in that.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
But that was cool because they're vampires.
Yeah.
And even the vampires are scared.
Even the
vampires know what's up. Like Blade has entered the building. Like
that was a good scene. Right, yeah.
But it's like this was just like it was horrible. And some of these people. Like this guy, he kind of like fights in that scene. It reminds me of the Penguin a lot, and it's just like they're like invincible, And everybody just in it's like invincible. It kind of gets frustrating.
Yeah, that's why I like you told me about the Better Call Saul, or the guy that played Better Call Saul.
Bob Odenkirk.
Where I reviewed that movie where he was. You told me
Mr. Nobody.
Yeah. I like that because, like you said, it was more. I said it was more realistic.
Yeah.
Like shout out Shy too. It was like John Wick, but just he could get beat up. It wasn't like he's just damaging the whole time.
No, this is like it just kind of, for me, John Wick is like there's no stakes because he's practically invincible. Everybody kind of is. You know, they have their bulletproof like suits. And
that's
stuff.
why I kind of at the third one I was getting kind of like,
and that's
kind of like I'm over it. I hate to say that because it's getting kind of unrealistic, like you said. It's like, I need you guys to stay in the realm of like if you're gonna keep me with this, like come on, man. Like at least the MI5s and 6, they seem real because it was technology. They were doing things that you're like, okay,
and
I can see that.
Yeah, I think this one is. I think John Wick 1 and 2 are the best.
Yeah, the third one when he just because he hits that rail on the third one, I was just like, come on, guys.
And then the fourth one is probably third best. It production wise, it's like on another level than the other ones, like by far.
Yeah.
And I love that most of it's in Paris, and they go to like all these famous spots that I've been to, and it's funny to see, and it's really shot. It's beautiful, but it's absurd. And so, and my issue with John Wick is also there's only like one woman with a speaking role in the whole movie.
You know, John Wick doesn't have a lot of women in there.
He has nothing though. Like
the one woman he did have, she was a mute.
Yeah. That's true.
Jada. Was it Jada? No, it wasn't Jada. It was in the other one.
I don't know, but Halle Berry. But she wasn't a mute.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she had lines.
Yeah.
Well, Halle Berry's a better actor than the homegirl that was a mute though.
Yeah.
So.
But I just feel like he is not. John Wick needs somebody. Like
I thought Halle Berry was going to be that body too.
Yeah.
As they featured her in that third one, I was like, "Ooh, this makes a perfect boom." There you go. But I wish she had her own story. Honestly, I wish they would twist something off. And
that's what's coming next. Is now there's like a universe. Anna de Armas.
Stop playing.
She's gonna.
It's called Halle Berry killed that role.
But it's called Ballerina, is what it's gonna be called.
Oh, okay. Because they made you intrigued about her daughter. You didn't know nothing. You're just kind of like, damn, I would love to know her story. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
She had the dogs.
Yeah.
Just like the old man.
And the guy nobody in this one has a dog, and they do a lot of stunts. It was cool. It's just John Wick to me needs something more to live for, like, or for me to care about,
right?
Because to me, the way I see it,
his wife still a big thing in this one. The weight ring I
mean, the memory of her is.
All right.
But to me, it's like if he were to die at any moment in the movie, I don't care. You know, I just don't, because like I think he's better off dead. He has nothing to live for,
right?
So it's like, why do I care? Right. You know, at no point am I worried about him, you know?
Because he's not going to die, obviously.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking video game.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a cool movie in certain aspects, but like you watch Terminator, you know, like there's heart there, you know, and it's beautiful. And The Matrix, you know, it's like a spiritual journey.
Fast and Furious.
Over the early I don't know about family, you know, it's about family.
You know how I am, right?
Well, I think John Wick and Fast and Furious, they're pretty much like pretty much at the same point. They're at the same level at this point, like as they're just gotten out of hand.
They have gotten out of hand.
They just, you know.
But I'm subjective, so it's okay.
But yeah, check it out. I know you're gonna probably wait till it comes out, and you might. I think you might love it. It's just so fucking long.
I just don't do 3-hour movies in the like.
Like at one point, the homie's like base is in the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles, and it's this very ornate gold room.
How did Lawrence Fishburne do?
He was fun.
He's always good.
Wait, but hold on. They're in like the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles, and it's like that's where the guy sets up, you know. And it's like I've walked through there. I had to pay and wait in like 200-person line to walk through there with like 100 other people walking through. And it's like, oh, this is that guy's base, you know. It's just so John Wick universe is just it is not our reality, you know. Lawrence Fishburne was fun. The King, the King has arrived.
I feel like that's like Jason Statham though with any of his movies when they're in European, like where is he have all these labs at? And you're like, you know, he's got all like. It's just,
but like The Transporter to me was like a cool movie. Oh, no, you know, it had some realism.
Yeah, he wasn't getting
some.
Well, he wasn't as impervious to bullets as John Wick seems to be.
Yeah, I mean, even when they get shot, it's like, I'm shot. It's fine. It's never like fatal, you know? Like, his shots are like, oh, well, you know, I'll deal with that later.
It's like, even when we're talking about, I know you probably didn't watch Luther the Fallen Sun, but when there's a part where he gets like stabbed. It's believable.
Yeah,
it's believable. You're like, damn, did she just slide it in like all slow like that? Where it was like, ooh, yeah. And then he gets up and you're like, he can't fight because he literally got stabbed. Yeah, so it's like, got it. I like that. It's real.
Grounded.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it. I don't know. Probably I'm gonna give it 2 swipes.
That's not bad.
I've looked at the reviews. It got fire reviews.
Like bad fire or
good?
Okay.
Good. Which is why I went.
It's an action movie. It's kind of hard to,
Yeah,
those are ones that are hard.
I still. He's gotta do something for me. Last but not least, we have Waco American Apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run through this again real quick. It's another docu-series. I guess it's only 3 episodes, so it's a docu-series on Netflix. Waco American Apocalypse. When you have reports to do in public health and case studies, you need to just throw something on. Yeah, those are the best things to throw on because you don't need to take your eye away. It's like a podcast. You can just keep working.
Yeah, it is like a podcast.
But David Koresh, what a piece of shit.
David Koresh.
An Apocalypse, an American documentary television miniseries about Waco siege in 1993 between the federal government, and it was a shit show between both federal government and the FBI, which they show you that on the documentary, because you would never think this lack of communication could ever happen with 2 top agencies in America, but anything's possible. That's what they show you in America. So David Koresh has this whole, they pretty much want to serve him an arrest warrant because he is hoarding guns. And David Koresh is, he feels he's the second Messiah. And he has all these people inside this compound, which it's kind of hard to believe how he has this big ass compound in the middle of Waco, Texas, first of all. Like a lake and shit. Crazy. So it's a 51-day standoff. I can't remember how old I was in 93, but I remember this on the news. Didn't think anything of it, but as I watched the series or listened to it, it was crazy. Yeah. I mean, literally a standoff for 51 days with the ATF FBI. They literally tried to serve a warrant to a guy who had a bunch of guns that they knew about, and they pull up to his yard, which is Texas, the right to protect your land.
Right.
So they pull up with ATF in a trailer, with a shitty trailer at that. Thought they were disguised. It looked like a trailer there you can carry hay in. Yeah. I mean, imagine the money that you have. They have. ATF has all this money. They're driving tanks later on in the series. Right. But they pull up in a freaking trailer that looks like a hay trailer covered up with a tarp. With FTF agents, the guys cannot see it. Yeah. From inside, it's
they know it's coming.
They know it's coming, first of all. So they made the situation worse. They could have just came up with a regular serve. Hey, man, here, we need to serve you, right? No, they pulled up with the ATF, a whole
they're ready
army.
To go.
So they pull up, shots fired, bro. Ooh. Boom. Yeah. The first, it sounded like a war. I want to say 4 ATF agents died. You literally, the film that they show you on this Netflix documentary, they show you a guy dying on the roof in a pool of blood from a helicopter view because they get fucked up by the cult. Yeah, the cult fucked them up.
Damn.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost. They won towards the end. I'm not going to give it away. It's sad.
Yeah.
If you know what happens at the end of this whole tragic thing, because it highlights between FBI and the FBI negotiators. One people wanted to go in and take them out. One people wanted to negotiate. They eventually got about 22 people out through negotiation, but over I want to say 50 people died.
Damn. Yeah.
Because they gassed the house. They went in with tanks, bulldozed it in, and shot gas tanks inside, and then a fire broke out. We don't know where, how, because you can look at the video. No one's blaming or no one's taking, whatever. Yeah. So the shit just catches on fire, bro. The whole spot.
Yeah.
And it's sad because there's still 22 kids in there.
Oh, yeah.
And no one comes out.
Damn.
51-day standoff, though.
Yeah.
This dude, David Koresh, has got a bullet through him. He's giving interviews. They're letting him talk, give live cast to the public.
Yeah.
It's very eye-opening how Colt back then.
Is he alive?
He died in the whole spot.
Oh, okay.
Like the compound was huge.
Yeah.
And they were in some type of like room. Like, and they got people out. And some of the people that were this dude was able to get all these people in his church, whatever, who believed in him, to separate the wives from the husbands. And he like literally would
holler at the wives.
All the wives. He had a 14-year-old wife. He was sexually assaulting kids, you know. And that's what's sad, because they're showing like VHS tapes of this dude like sitting talking to the camera as like, this is part of a negotiation. They're like, he was like, I want to, you know, talk to the, and you see like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds around him. And he just like, when you're watching the end of the documentary, you're like, you know, you're like, wow, they didn't come out.
Yeah, they're dead. Wow.
And it's just, it's kind of sad that you would think in 1993 that ATF and the military or whatever who was a part of this could have easily resolved this and not have lost that many lives. It's crazy. It's definitely worth the watch. It goes to show you that that the government can do what they want when they want, even in the state of Texas.
In the great state of Texas, the Republic of Texas.
You know, because you have at some part of it, they have some of the people that were in that facility that made it out. You know, because some of them felt like, if you look at it from their perspective, the government was trashing their house. Yeah. They were on their land, crushing their cars with their tanks. That's destruction of their property. Yeah. They ran through the dudes. Spot. I mean, the Texas, you have the right to stand your ground law. Right. So, you know, there's all these implications that the government just decided to like wave out. So not saying that David Koresh is not an asshole and he did not, you know, manipulate all these people. Right. But at the same time, this documentary shows you that the government had almost 90% fault at this. Like, that's how bad it is.
I don't know. I need to watch.
You got to watch it. Well, it's just on civil rights 90% and liberties. You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
Well, if we were here doing the pod and you had the right to do what we want and someone just came in and bulldozed your shit without...
Yeah, but we're talking about a guy who was molesting children.
Regardless, you have to legal, like, innocent until the proven guilty in the court and, you know, all that type, due justice, process, and law and all that. That still matters in the United States of America. Yeah. So if you don't follow those things, then liability becomes on you. Yeah. Death becomes on you. If you didn't follow these things, I'm sure there was going to be a negative response regardless. But if you pull up to somebody's house with ATVs and trucks and shit like that, and you're trying to serve them, then you're already inciting that. Hey, man, we're going to...
Yeah. But my thing is like, okay, what if they got served and they're like, fuck you? And then they just...
Well, that's what I said. It probably would have been... But...
Then they probably would have standoff.
They lost the element of surprise. Even the ATF guys was like, this is not a good idea. We're running up on a house that we know has horrors or guns. If we know that, then why would we put all these ATF guys at jeopardy? Yeah. And they were mad. Because they were like, we don't want to go in here. Yeah. Either just losing their life or, you know, like they agree. Like we shouldn't just be poaching up on people's crib. They have the right.
Not agreeing with the orders and
it's like I said, you got to watch it.
All right.
And the dude's full of himself, narcissist, like all of it. Like typical cult, like, all the way. He said he was the Messiah, believed all this stuff. People believed in him. Even the people that made it out of that building that were doing the interview for Netflix was like, I feel bad, you know, because they were religions, regardless how you want to make at it. They died for what they believed in. You know, none of them ran out the house. Yeah. You know, so was their main objective to get the people out the house? Because they didn't get everybody out.
Yeah. Probably not. Probably to kill them all. You know,
that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. It's just crazy.
This was the 90s.
Yeah. And to get people out, they barged a tank inside and shot gas inside the crib, like literally broke down the wall.
Yeah, I don't know what to do when there's like people holding down a crib with guns. So
yeah, even the FBI negotiators was like, I don't think this is the best idea to run down the wall.
Because if they did that today, it would be worse.
Oh my god!
No, but I'm saying like the people defending the house are going to be strapped the fuck up because I mean you see there's AR-15s everywhere. Yeah, it'd be like holding down a fucking place in Afghanistan. Yeah, you know, like you're going to have to get some serious equipment. I just don't know. Maybe send some drones in that bit.
I think they could have been more plot. They had stuff to do, you know. It wasn't like, you know, they couldn't. I just felt like they could have done more.
They could have sent in John Wick, Baba Yaga.
I felt bad, man, because there was like one of the dude that was in the Netflix documentary, one of the ATF guys. They showed him on the truck trying to get him out, rolled up in at a bed cover because he'd been shot 7 times.
Damn.
The dude is still giving the documentary speech. He's like,
yeah.
You know, it was probably the worst day of my life. I saw my brothers, you know, people get shot.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, he was the one guy who's like, I don't think we should go in there. He's
Yeah.
like, we lost the element of surprise, guys. We shouldn't go run up on these.
Yeah.
You know, because if you know anything about religious Muslims, Christians, they're the only type of people that will die for their cause. They're martyrs, like no matter what. And holy
Buddhist
Christian,
too.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Like those are the type of people who will do something regardless. They believe in their faith. So whether you think it's wrong or right,
Yeah.
you know, that's what the documentary I feel like brings
To light.
a light too. So
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And that is called Waco
yeah, it's definitely a power 3.
American Apocalypse Power 3. Yeah, it's just any kind of doc like that is always going to be fire. Kind of like Beakram.
It's like when Fred Hampton, they went in an undercover league, got him, right? Like without killing too many people. They literally went into Waco with a tank and was like,
Yeah.
It was just wild, bro. It was wild. It was wild. It was like you'd be all over the radio. That definitely sounds like a smash hitter.
It sounds like a smash hit. Catch you next week.